and welcome to another edition of Southern Country. Hi, I'm Herb Southern, and welcome to the show. Today I'm very lucky to say I have Capitol recording artist, Mr. Chris Cagle. Welcome to the show, sir.
How are you, sir?
Haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a little bit. I think Gary Allen was last time.
Maybe it was.
We played out
at the other end of this building.
Yep.
With the sun over our shoulder.
Yep. We played here with Gary Allen
Yes.
one night and had a great time. And I think that was the last time.
That was the last about 4 years, maybe.
Yep.
4 years, 5 years, maybe. Time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about something that's going on. You debuted at #1 with your CD, My Life's Been a Country Song. And the release date was February 19th. Let's talk about that album and see, talk to me about some of the songs, and we'll go from there.
Well, we sat down this last year with Scott Hendricks and started talking about putting a project together, and we went through over 4,000 songs and listened to a ton of music, and found the best music that we possibly could and put it together. And this is the first album that I actually haven't written anything on the record,
Right.
which was kind of weird for me, but it was one of the things that, as an artist, you have to actually do your best to make a record for the artist, or excuse me, for the fans, and not just saying, oh, well, I'm a songwriter, so I'm going to put my songs on the record. I didn't think I had the songs that were right for my career at the time, and I think each album should be a snapshot of where I'm at in my life at that time. And I think My Life's Been a Country Song is a great and befitting title in both reality and humor, and whose life at one time or another hadn't been a country song.
You ain't lying there.
So if folks out there buy it that are watching the show, if they go buy the record and play it backwards, then I'll get everything back. That's the old joke anyway.
That's the old joke. You get the horse back, you get the wife back.
That's it. Well, they can have the wife. I just want my horse back.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Excuse me. Which of the songs, you got 11 of them on that track, which one is most personal out of the 11?
Change Me, I think, is a very personal song for me. But it's funny because that's even changing as I'm doing the songs live and singing. The whole album is becoming really personal, and the reaction and the response that we've been getting from Cagle heads and country music fans abroad, I've been shocked at seeing how many people at the shows have never been to a show before, and we're selling out a lot of different places and having a lot of great fun and meeting new fans and new friends, and just it's been a long time, but I'm enjoying every single moment of every single note on stage, and it's a lot of fun.
Nothing wrong with that. Have you lived most of these songs?
Yeah, some I have. Some like the title track, What Kind of Gone. Who hadn't? It's like it's a funny song about a guy in denial. The woman says, "Bye, I'm out of here," and he's like, "So where are you going? When you coming back?"
Right.
And she's not. But it's just one of those things that we've all been foolish enough or blind enough to at one time or another to think. Every time I sing that song, I think of Dumb and Dumber when he's talking to Mary and he's like, "So do you think there's a chance at all?" And she's like, "No, Lloyd." And he's like, "Not any?" And she says, "Yeah, well, maybe like," he goes, "like 1 in 1,000." She goes, "More like 1 in 1,000,000." And he's like, "So you're saying there's a chance?"
Okay.
And obviously she's saying, "No, there's not a chance." And that's kind of what that song does to when I'm listening to it or singing it. I start thinking of that scene, and it's just a kind of a comic relief.
My Life's Been a Country Song. Talk to me about that one. I played that yesterday on the radio show.
It's just a song that pays homage to everything that we grew up listening to.
Exactly. I told that to Shane yesterday.
Yeah.
I listened to it when I was playing on the radio show yesterday.
I like listening to that in the barn and in the arena at the ranch and back in Texas, and just riding my horses and thinking about it. And it's weird because this is the first album. Scott Hendricks did such a great job on my vocals. It's the first album that I actually can listen to and go, it doesn't bother me to hear my voice on tape. You know what I mean? I'm one of those guys that doesn't really like to hear himself. It's like I'll listen to the record, and then when it's done, I'll put it away, and I won't listen to it for a while. And this is one of the few records that I've done that I really don't quite mind hearing myself on tape. Which
common
is
thread.
Funny.
What's the common thread on all these songs? Is there a common thread weaving between all that?
No, no, it's not just pick songs. I think anybody who makes a record that is just pick songs is not an artist. And I will fight. No, I'm good. I'll fight that my entire career if I have to. There's a difference between an act and an artist. I put those songs on the record for a reason, and the reason was the last album was called Anywhere But Here, which is really where I wanted to be in both personal, professional life. Anywhere I was at, I wanted to get away from. And My Life's Been a Country Song. It's just basically, I guess, when you come out of the tunnel and you see the light and it gets bigger and you get to that place where you can stop and enjoy it for a moment. You know, you just realize that no matter how bad it gets, I'm still living a dream. I'm doing what I get to love, and these songs are just a reflection of basically things that I felt, a snapshot of my life at that time when I made them.
What subjects were you looking for in them, in those songs? Were you looking for any one type of subject?
I don't do that.
Okay.
I look for something that just hits me. I gotta trust the music in the sense of, if I really listen and if I really stop and listen to the song, it's gonna do something to me. It's gonna move. You know, there's a song that I cut on the record that the first time that I listened to it, I hated it. But then I went back and listened again for some reason because it wouldn't leave me alone. And I'm not gonna say which one it is, but it wound up becoming one of my favorites, which is kind of funny. So. You know, I hope when they hear it first they don't hate it, but hopefully they'll come around. Hopefully they'll come around, right?
What's the difference between My Life's Been a Country Song and the previous 3 albums, Play It Loud, Chris Cagle, and Anywhere But Here? What are the listeners going to see different on, or hear different on?
Well, they're going to definitely hear a different style of production and a dynamic and I think a different growth and as a vocalist. Scott Hendricks is very meticulous, and he's almost to the point of I don't want to say getting on your nerves because he's a dear friend, but if he weren't a friend, it would have been getting on my nerves because he was just over and over and over and over and over. And I can't do anything but thank him for it because I think we made a really good record.
How did it feel to have the album go gold, the first 2 albums?
It was absolutely awesome. Yeah,
and,
you know, it's like I don't know how to explain it because sometimes I still look at them and I'm like, I can't believe that even happened to me. Yeah. You know, it's just a really, I mean, absolutely the ultimate goal is to go multi-platinum and become the big headlining artist and all that stuff. But at the same time, you sit back and you look at a gold record and go, you know, you connected on some level at some point in your life with 500,000 plus people, and that's a pretty stout thing. So
you had vocal problems a while back. Are you 100% now?
I still have the condition. I didn't get surgery, but I've just had to change a lot of things in my life to accommodate it, and it's very manageable. Just have to be careful the way I talk and the way I sing now.
Do you still sing as loud as you? No kidding.
I still hit it as hard as I can. I'm of the mindset that I'll just sing as long as it holds up, and even then I'll probably try afterwards.
You didn't have anything done to it?
No. I talked to a bunch of people who had had surgeries and things, and I was just like, you know what, it's not worth the risk. Because I think 3 out of the 4 that I spoke to were not back to normal. So.
No kidding. Wow, I was just going to say if you had something done, there's the whole
no,
thing
man,
going to go and talk.
No, the vocal cord, it's a fragile, those microfolds are fragile.
Yes,
and
that's a common thing, though, with our singers. I read
well, it's common because a lot of times in this business, you know, I did not learn for the first 3 years of the first manager that I had. There's a time in your life when you've got to say no as an artist. You've got to say, because there's always somebody to see, there's always an interview to do, there's always a place to play, there's always going to be something for you. And as long as you know you're working hard and you're doing the right thing, there's got to be a time where you go, time out. I think my first year we did over 200 shows, and you know, including the acoustics and stuff like that, and it started kind of going downhill, and I never stood up and said anything, and you know, I shoulder that.
You've had a great career so far. What advice would you give to them young whippersnappers out there trying to break into this business today?
If you want to catch a fish, you got to go where the water is.
There you go.
I would move to Nashville.
That's it, huh?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
it. I've heard that before. How the Cagle heads doing? We talked about that last time.
Yeah, the Cagle heads are amazing, man. Growing stronger and stronger every day. They're an unbelievable force in my life, and you know, I still say to this day, I don't know what I did to deserve them, but I thank God for them. So
they made you #1 this time.
Absolutely, they've done it this second time. And
second time.
It, so.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
There's nothing wrong with that. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to wrap up here because you've got to get out of here.
Okay.
We got to, before we do, a website.
ChrisCagle.com.
There you go.
Yep.
Goals, Chris.
What
do you want to do?
Man, what don't I want to do?
Okay.
You know, it's
More
funny.
music.
Yeah, I want to, well, all that is going to be what it is. I want to know that when this is all over with, I I'm happy.
You're the first one that said that to me.
I'd rather be. You know, I turned 40 this year, and I finally started realizing some things, and some things have kind of started hitting me. And money is a convenient responsibility. You know, it makes your life convenient. It's not the end-all, do-all. But I just truly want to be just happy.
You're the first one ever said that to me. I want to do this, I want to do this, but nobody ever said I want to be happy.
That's it. Because I'm going to be fine. I just won't be happy.
You got the best answer I had so far.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chris Cagle right here in Sudsing Country. Catch you next time.